the Two Congos, cruel King Leopold, and the Scramble for Africa. Flashback to 140 years ago in 1885. European powers gather to carve up the African continent like a pie, deciding who gets which slice. Beyond the priced waters and riches of the Congo and Niger, European powers coveted even more. But what led to this pivotal moment? Join us on a journey through time to uncover the intriguing facts. Stay tuned. Leopold's initial move on Congo. In the shadows of Europe's grandeur, King Leopold II of Belgium, a calculating and avaricious monarch, salivated at the prospect of carving out a slice of Africa's magnificent cake for himself. Inspired by both British naval officer Lieutenant Verne Cameron's 1875 tantalizing tales of a Central Africa teeming with untold riches, and Henry Stanley's latest reports, Leopold orchestrated a gathering of Europe's most revered explorers and geographers in Brussels. Under the guise of advancing science and philanthropy, he confided in Baron Solvens, his trusted ambassador to Britain, of his true intentions: to claim African territory and exploit its resources for personal gain. In August 1878, Leopold contracted Henry Stanley to embark on a 5-year journey down the Congo River, paving the way for a ruthless quest for dominance. In 1879, Stanley set off to establish a territory in the Congo, earning the fearsome moniker Bula Matari, Breaker of Rocks, as he built roads and stations aimed at cementing Leopold's grip on the region. Congo, Kinshasa and Brazzaville collide. As the African sun set over the Isangila Falls on November 7, 1880, Stanley's weary eyes were interrupted by the arrival of a mysterious stranger, clad in a tattered naval uniform, who emerged from the dense jungle. This enigmatic figure was none other than Pierre Savorgnan de Brazza, a daring Italian-born French explorer driven by a mission to chart the untamed Congo River for the Société Géographique de Paris. Brazza's perilous journey was fueled by a burning ambition to claim the unsuspecting Malebo Pool for France, to outpace the rival Belgians. With cunning and charm, Brazza won over the Bateke king, Makoko, and on September 10, 1880, the two forged a historic treaty, paving the way for French protection and control. Makoko's hope to profit from trade links to the coast and the birth of Brazzaville, from the old city of Mafua. In a daring move, Brazza abandoned the Ogowe River route, opting for a treacherous journey down the Congo, where he finally crossed paths with Stanley 3 weeks later. Meanwhile, Stanley relentlessly pursued his empire-building ambitions for King Leopold, assembling a formidable team of 43 European staff members. Stanley worked with agents of Leopold's body, which he presided over, the Association Internationale Africaine, AIA. With calculated precision, he forged treaties with local chiefs, constructing hundreds of miles of roads from Vivi to Malebo Pool, even reaching the remote village of Kinshasa. The cunning explorer established a thriving trading station, Leopoldville, stretching as far as Wagenia Falls, 1,000 miles upriver from Malebo Pool, later immortalized as Stanley Falls. Leopold's insatiable hunger for ivory and to keep funding his escapade drove Stanley to scour the Congo, collecting all the ivory which is to be found. As French interests loomed, Stanley's and the AIA's focus shifted from trade monopolies to securing sovereignty. Leopold later set up a new front organization, the Association Internationale du Congo, AIC, to craft brief, binding treaties with local leaders, ultimately paving the way for his merciless grip on the region. Africa on sale. But at what price? As the Congo's dense jungle awaited, Brazza's perseverance finally paid off in 1883, when the French Parliament endorsed his quest, voting for funds to embark on a grand expedition to extend French sovereignty across the vast Congo basin. Meanwhile, the cunning Leopold secretly assembled a private army in the Congo, arming them with 1,000 rifles, a dozen Krupp field guns, and 4 machine guns. Stanley was back to Europe in June 1884, armed with 400 treaties, but what was the true cost of Stanley's conquest? He boasted of convincing local chiefs to give up their lands and resources with an ample supply of fine clothes, flunky coats, and tinsel-braided uniforms with a rich assortment of marketable wares, not omitting a couple of bottles of gin. A treaty with the chiefs of Ngombe and Mafela, dated April 1884, revealed a stark reality that, for one piece of cloth per month for each of the chiefs, they promised, freely of their own accord, for themselves and their heirs and successors forever, to give up to the said association the sovereignty and all sovereign and governing rights to all their territories, and to assist, by labor or otherwise, any works, improvements, or expeditions which the said association shall cause at any time to be carried out in any part of these territories. All roads and waterways running through the country, the right of collecting tolls on the same, and all game, fishing, mining, and forest rights are to be the absolute property of the said association. In the sweltering summer of 1884, at Leopold's opulent seaside retreat in Ostend, Stanley was summoned for a clandestine meeting. Spread before him was a vast Africa map, and with a crimson pencil he was tasked with charting the territories claimed by the AIC. The lines he drew stretched far beyond the equator, from the Atlantic coast to Lake Tanganyika, as he boldly marked AIC flags and landmarks. Beyond this was about 1 million square miles of unexplored African territories which Leopold was determined to turn into his personal empire. In the late 19th century, a frenzy of claims and counterclaims erupted over the Congo basin, pitting European powers against each other. Britain backed Portugal's bid for the Lower Congo, while France cited ratified treaties with King Makoko to stake its claim. But Germany, under Chancellor Bismarck, supported Belgium's ambitions, sparking a heated scramble for Africa among European nations. The stakes were high and tension simmered as the great powers jockeyed for position in the coveted Congo lands and beyond. How Germany entered the field for Africa. As the drums of European imperialism beat louder, Germany's meteoric rise to global dominance will add complexity to Africa. The Franco-Prussian Wars of 1870–71 and its subsequent unification as an empire in 1871 thrust Germany into the spotlight, with the confident Prince Otto von Bismarck determined to maintain the new balance of power in Germany's favor. The 1878 Berlin Conference, where European powers gathered to carve up the spoils of Turkey's crumbling empire, set the stage for a high-stakes game of colonial conquest. Tunisia fell to France, while Britain seized Egypt, enraging France and sparking a bitter rivalry that would unfold across Africa's vast expanse. Bismarck, wary of the costs and complications of overseas projects, watched with interest as Anglo-French tensions simmered, even as German traders like Adolf Luderitz clamored for government backing to stake their claims on the continent. In 1883, Bismarck seized the opportunity to expand Germany's colonial empire in Africa, capitalizing on British indecision over the Angra-Pekena area. By June 1884, he boldly declared to the Reichstag that Germany must establish a colonial empire in Africa. German consul Gustav Nachtigal was dispatched to Africa, signing agreements with King Malapa III of Togo and King Bell and King Akwa of Cameroon, who had been disappointed by Britain's delays. Germany's annexation of Southwest Africa, excluding Walfish Bay, alarmed the British, marking a significant shift in the scramble for Africa. The scramble for Africa. Imagine the intense rivalry between 7 European powers, France, Britain, Germany, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Belgium, led by King Leopold, as they scrambled for African territory in the late 19th century. National prestige, a perceived duty to civilize, and economic opportunities drove their competition. Germany, in particular, feared being left behind, experiencing Torschluss panic, or door-closing panic. In 1884, Bismarck hosted a pivotal conference, excluding African delegates, to resolve issues like Congo and Niger navigation rights and establish a framework for occupying Africa's coasts. Britain and Germany pushed for free trade, while France favored protectionism, and King Leopold eyed a private, lucrative opportunity in the Congo. In the sweltering heat of Berlin, the fate of Africa was sealed from November 15, 1884, to February 26, 1885. The Berlin Conference's outcome was a monumental agreement, ensuring the Congo and Niger rivers remained open to all nations, while the Congo Basin was declared a free trade zone. Bismarck's approval of Stanley's map granted Leopold's Congo Free State recognition, securing a crucial land corridor from Matadi to Malebo Pool. He further secured a crucial land corridor, boldly crossing over France and Portugal. In a clever trade, he surrendered claims to Loango, gaining a massive southern border extension all the way to Katanga. The aftermath saw European powers scramble for African territories and riches, disregarding the local population's history, tribes, culture, trade, borders, and interests overall. King Leopold II of Belgium emerged with a personal empire over 70 times the size of Belgium, even larger than England, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy combined. After, he toying with the title Emperor of the Congo, he settled on King Sovereign of the Congo Free State. Now, what did he do with this massive personal territory? Stay tuned to this channel for more. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. Kindly subscribe for more intriguing videos. Lessons untold. Relax, review, reflect.